Hello, cheers. You can help me with the puzzles. No! Not new game. Not new game. Not new game. No, it's okay, I saved. I saved yesterday. Oh you just quit. It just quits the game fully? Okay. Please don't overwrite. I fucking hope not. That would be awful. Can I pet the dog yet? No, not yet. There is a dog. Hey, if it overwrites, we might do viewfinder. To the house. What's my save? Yeah, so we've done the seance. Off we go. Basically, you have to go to like different directions and pick up different things. So I think this is the house I mean. He's still shining his shoes. Because, yeah, I have a match now. Okay, cool. No. Go in the bloody... Go in there. Pub with tarts is my Roman Empire. I think you'd like that. Lit. Samesies. Ooh, nice. There's a table on the back wall. It's a good place to put the lamp. Apparently the basement is the spooky bit. A bit more light would be welcome. That's good. It's chilly in here. A temperature much lower than one would expect in a place like this. Without a doubt, is an unmistakable sign of supernatural activity. According to the professor's notebook, the manifestations used to concentrate down here. I should start investigating. I hear footsteps upstairs. They must belong to the other two guards the shoeshine boy mentioned. Oi, there you are. Was thinking we ain't never checking the basement. You fancy taking a peek down there? Go on then, off you trot. But you're going solo. Solo? Han Solo. I reckon you got a point. Let's forget about the bloody basement. The head bobbing. I talk like that. It smells like a rat died down there. All that stink of damp. You've heard of noises too, don't you? It's when my character talks and it's the back of his head and it's like this. It's so good. What have you seen? You see that big mirror upstairs? I saw a bleeding shadow in it. It was right behind me. I turned around quick, there was nothing there. I'm telling you this in confidence, alright? Alright? Not a word to the boss. I don't want him to fire me because he thinks I'm daft. His house don't sit right with me. If it wasn't for needing the cash, I wouldn't be here. And why am I listening to so much of the conversation? Like, do I need to be here? Starting to get a bit twitchy, Roy. Name drop. Need to get some bleeding fresh air. I'll tag along. Could do with a break from this dump, even if just for a few minutes. A shadow in the mirror. Interesting. Nevertheless, I shouldn't worry about those fellows. They're too frightened to come down here. I can investigate without problem as long as I don't make too much noise. Instantly smashes something. So let's get on with it. Some of the bottles contain a dark liquid, the others are empty. There's enough space here to leave my research tools. That scared me. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. Prototype's not finished yet. Need to give it the final touches before I can start my investigation here. Okay. What fucking tools are you talking about then? I don't need to leave that on the table. Don't tell me you can leave your tools. Mouldy books, a rusted pot, and a stuffed crow. The perfect ambiance. There's nothing I need from the shelf. Right, we can go upstairs then, eh? Oh. The ventilation duct connecting to other rooms could alert me if those chaps return to the house. Okay. I don't hear anything. They must still be outside as they claimed. Even so, I shouldn't tempt fate. Should I check to see if they're outside? Yeah, I think I need to check to see if they're outside. Okay, or not. It's practically finished. The only thing left to do is to join the two calls together with a wire, otherwise it wouldn't work. Okay, well, we did that then. I didn't know that's what I had to do. The machine should work now. Douche. Hope it works. Our studies concluded there was a certain relationship between supernatural manifestations and electromagnetic waves. Right now, the machine is agitating those waves to enhance them. It seems to be working. The temperature has dropped considerably. The next step is to make contact with the entities. As far as I know, Thomas Highmore was the first tenant of the house and he hanged himself in this very basement. From then on, strange phenomena began. Dear God, I'm so nervous. Here we go. My name is Patrick Moore. What is yours? Thomas Highmore, I summon you. Is anyone there? Why do I feel like I'm going through all of these? Reveal yourself! Yes! Thomas Highmore? Is that your name? Two-way communication. Thomas Highmore. I have some questions for you. If you want to say yes, knock. Let me get out of here. My machine. Incredible. A concentration of energy has just materialized out of nowhere. It can't be. It's an old rusty clock, and it was materialized in the energy concentration from the ceiling. The supernatural transfer from one place to another is categorized as a port. What I just witnessed was a portal to another dimension. You see how he's moving his head. Never thought I'd witness one. There is a date inscribed on the back. 1812. Damn it! The noises are coming from the basement. Should we go down? Are you daft? There ain't no doubt this house is haunted. Let's tell Tom if he wants to go down, he can. Where's he at? Watching the door. I'll tell him to come running. I think the investigations are over for now. And a port. I still can't believe it. Were they looking for proof of the afterlife? Well, damn it, here it is. And this house? I have no words to express such a discovery. It's the Everest of haunted houses. You lot see that, you idiots? I managed to sneak out through the bleeding window. So you've heard noise in the basement. It's because someone slipped in through there. From now on, I want one of you keeping watch in the basement. Pick straws, but if I hear any more ghost stories, I swear I'll kick your asses. Got it? You're the bloke who wanted to get into the house, aren't you? I still want to. In fact, I've tried to locate the owner, but I couldn't. I swear, you swear you haven't been skulking around the bleeding house. Someone's been inside, and something tells me they're in cahoots with that little boot black. I hope you're not accusing me of trespassing on private property. No, I ain't saying that. I think. I don't want to see you wandering out there. Got it? Old rusty watch materialised out of nowhere. This phenomenon is called an apport. Cool. Okay. I'm assuming I'm taking that back to... Oh, we need to go to the theatre. Theatre. I think he said I could go. Sorry to bother you again. Sir. Thank you for the 100 bits. God damn it! What's up, Ragland? Regarding Miss Shaw's powers, sorry, but I'm not going to engage in a scientific debate with you, sir. Okay. Good afternoon. Can I... Okay, so I can't go in there yet. I think it wants me to go back to the uni. I think. I hope you're well. Welcome in. Whoa! What the hell? Thank you, Haglen, for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. You're on a mad one. You're on a mad one this month. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope everybody enjoys their emotes. Enjoy them. Pumpkin. Pumpkin 42. Okay, what kind of proof do you need to show the board? The tangible kind, of course. Something so conclusive that would convince the ignoramuses on the board to reconsider their beliefs. Good luck. Can I give him this? Hey, welcome in, Pumpkin! Oh, you know, okay. That makes sense. I was like, what a guess. What a guess. Welcome in. Thank you for the gift subs. Are you serious? Where did it happen? In the basement of 34 Benwell Street. A genuine haunted house, Henry. I feel like he's going to be like, this is bullshit. I experienced a wide range of phenomena. Paraphonies, Manifestation of spectral energy. It's like my day job. Bi-directional communication with an entity named Thomas Highmore. Are you serious? Yes, Henry. We have done it. All this you're telling me is fascinating and terrifying. Were you scared? Scared? I spent my entire adult life waiting to witness something like this, Henry. I was ecstatic. In a situation like that, there's no room for fear. I admire your steadfastness. Let me see the apport. Good Lord. I'd never thought I'd have an apport in my hands. We are privileged, Patrick. I will present it to the board as evidence, of course. It's engraved with the date 1812. That could be indicative of... Henry? There are so many questions. Where did the watch come from? How many dimensions has it travelled through to appear in the basement of 34 Benwell Street? However, those won't be the questions the skeptics on the board will ask. Take this necklace. Take a good look at it. To my dismay, I will play devil's advocate. I told him Miss Carrots to join the channel. You didn't get me too bad. Of course you can. Of course you can have the last one. I hope you're all well. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Even if it was just for scares. It's been there forever. Blah, 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 blah. I missed it. What is it? I know what you mean, and I'm aware that the watch is not conclusive evidence. Although, you could ask the board to analyse it. That would give us more time. And hopefully the test will reveal something odd about it. Do you agree? I agree. And I will do so. What about the results you achieved in the basement? Can you repeat the tests? Yes, thanks to my prototype. But it got smashed and I left it there. I had to run out of that basement because... Never mind, it's a long story. Unfortunately, the board won't accept the apport as valid evidence. We must return to that house and come back with a sure thing. It would be difficult to gain access to it, not to mention I would have to rebuild the electromagnetic field prototype to achieve the same results, and that would take time. Let's not be pessimistic. As I said, I will present the apport to the board and try to buy you some more time. Try to rebuild the machine and I'll make sure the entire board is present when you repeat the experiment. Oh, brilliant. I'm sure that'll go well. Okay. What did you say? Have I unlocked with all of Hagler's gifts? I might have done, you know. Oh, what emote do we want? Let's see if I got any spare. I have two open slots for tier 1 emotes, and I have 4 for animated emotes. 2 more. I feel like we said there was another one that we wanted. A rage emote? That would be good. What, just me like red in the face? Like, that sort of thing. Necklace. A presumably gold necklace with a photograph of an unknown woman. Right. I do have animated emotes. Hype. I'll play them all for you. Music. Bob Ross dancing. Little lurk. And then of course the gifted, the lightsaber slash. What am I doing with this person? I need to do something with this. Yeah, I only use that. That's one of my follower ones. Nova is all of my follower ones. Nova's being super cute at the moment. She is, okay, nothing to say to him. She keeps like meowing and Basically when I pick her up, she puts her paws around my neck like she wants a cuddle. It's adorable. If you're a cat person, it's adorable. Me peeping at whether or not you're scared. It's fair. Okay. I'm trying to think what I need to... Is there anything else I need? No. It's not here. Guess I have to go to all the places. I might do the pub again? Let's go see the tarts. Oh wait, is it dark now? Is the other guy there? No. So much potential with animated emotes. Yeah, it's hard. I have to like use the Twitch animations. What's that one? Hang on. Oops. Oh, I love that one. I also love anything where the cat's like smacking on the table. I'm sorry, sir. Can't get you any information about that. Is that the shark puppet one? I like that. Don't want to trouble her any further. That's a pity. Okay. Where do we need to go then? Back to the seance? I think it's gotta be. Is this an acceptable wager? Looks like gold. I see we speak the same language. Yes, okay, cool. Very well. Let's play. Your article seems to suggest you knew everything about the BASS, although it only focused on what you considered are mistakes. We also have successes. Did you know that last year we made contact with an illustrious Englishman during a seance? It's a well-known fact. The news appeared in a distinguished London newspaper. It was published a couple of days before the winter solstice. Now tell me who it was and you'll win the bet. Is that it? That's all? Or do you know who it is? Let me think. I will be lenient and give you time to think about it. You do not need to answer me now. Go! We need to talk to the guy in that shop. Fucking historian one. I hate it. Back to the pub. To that shop I was just in. I think like almost if I was able to get like... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, there are about issues with the London News, the Globe, the Observer and the London Evening News. I need information. You come to the right place. What topic? I need information about a seance of the BASS. It's done, sir. How long would it take you to provide it? Quite busy at the moment, so it could take a couple of days. That is too long. Is there any way to speed up the process? Not unless you provide us with enough data to fill the news quickly. It would help if you knew the newspaper where the article was published, day, month and year. If you provide us with that information, we could locate the news in minutes. Would you like to try? Yes, why not? Very well, sir. Do you know which newspaper the article you're looking for was published? Oh my god, did he say? Could be the Observer, day and month. Before winter solstice. When's winter solstice? When is it? So it was just before. Published just before, so 19th of December. Year? I don't remember what year. 1908, that's a possible sign. 1908 is next year. 1906. I'll look it up. Please wait here. I'm like, the news from next year? You idiot. Of course that's what I want. It wasn't the Observer, right? Couldn't find anything with the information you provided. I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna have to go back, aren't I? One moment. I'll be back. I'll be back. What did he say? Has anyone got any fun plans for the weekend? Let me know. Can you just repeat the back question? Last year, we made contact with a distinguished Englishman of impeccable reputation during a seance. You should know that. The day came out a couple of days before the winter solstice in a well-known London newspaper. Okay. Last year, so 1906, we made contact with a distinguished Englishman, 19th, and then London newspaper, well-known London newspaper. Excuse me, yeah. Not much. Might stay at home, get drunk. Play games all day, I don't know. No, I guess I'll go too. Not that there's anything not nice about it, other than, you know. Okay, I need information. What topic? A seance. Well-known London newspaper, London Evening News. Date and month. 19th December, 1906. Oh, I know. You know? I know. We know. Did you have any luck? No, sir. There are no news related to the data you provided. What newspaper then? Am I just supposed to guess? Fucking London Journal. Fucking 19th December. Hurry up. I'm sorry, what? We could just not go. If you didn't want to. I'm very sorry, sir. I couldn't find any news. Fuck sake! The London Daily Post, 19th of December, last year. I will Google it if this is not it. I'm gonna get drunk and be relieved over the worst bits of the breakup. Hey, that sounds like a plan. Did you find anything? Not with the... Fine, I'll look it up. I'm glad you woke up feeling better though, that's good. An English haunting seance question. Wait. Okay. Done that. Done that. Wait. Fuck my life. Okay, I found it. I need to go. I'm in the right place, I'm doing the right thing, but I'm missing a key piece of information, which I will get from the boy who stood outside my house. But yeah, I'm glad you woke up feeling relief. That's good. Right, Timmy? I'm looking for a piece of news. I hope you can help me. What news are you looking for? It's about British Association of Supernatural Studies. Last year, they allegedly summoned a spirit at seance. Does that ring a bell? Actually, I think it does. I don't remember the details, but I know it took up a whole page in the Morning Herald. The Morning Herald, huh? Do you remember the date when that news was published? I'm afraid I don't recall the exact date, Mr. Moore. Do you know who they summoned? I'm not quite sure about that either, Mr. Moore. Thank you, Tim. To the seance. Interesting. Right. Back here. In here. This man's handlebar mustache is annoying me now. Okay, I need information. It was the Morning Herald, day and month. 19th December, year 1906. I'll look it up. Please be right. What a banger. Eureka! Did you find the news? Yes, here you go. Darwin from the great beyond. The British Association making contact with the most famous naturalist during a seance. For God's sake, I don't know which is worse, the deceit of the BASS or the gullibility of the Morning Herald. Very grateful, Mr. Fletcher. However, there is a problem, you see. I don't have the money right now to pay for the service, but I promise, don't worry about that. The first service is compliments of the house. I'm embarrassed to say this, but you've taken a load off my mind. Subsequent services obviously must be paid for. Of course, certainly. It was a pleasure to help you. Let's go. I'd just love you if you're a llama. Sure, I'd build you a little pen. Probably feed you every so often. You would live outside though. I think I have the answer. Really? Let's hear it. Charles Darwin. Very good. I see you've done your homework. I must admit, it's the first time I've lost a bet. Although I made it easy on purpose. I just wanted to show you that in the BASS we achieve results. Which, by the way, is something you and Professor Ward failed to do. A promise is a promise. Wait here. Charles Darwin. Checkmate, Professor Moore. This will teach you not to question the results of the BASS. Wait a moment. I'm starting to see something in the mirror. Professor Moore, come here, please. Show this to Robinson. I believe he is the one at the door today. He will take you to the dressing rooms. Yes. Thank you very much. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, Professor. I will soon leave cold England and settle in sunny California. I want my daughters Vivian and Helen to grow up in a different kind of environment, more in keeping with the times. Despite all the technological advances we are experiencing, old England is still stuck in the past. What I mean is that I won't be here to defend the interests of the BASS tooth and nail. Don't be too harsh on us, Professor. We already have enough skeptics who believe these matters are just fantasies. Believe it or not, you and I are in the same boat. Will you keep that in mind, Professor Moore? I'm sorry to say that I will continue to hold the same opinion of this institution. I cannot go against my principles, but I admit that I should be more discreet regarding this association in the future. Oh, that is good enough for me. Give Miss Shaw my regards. Thank you again, Mr. Westmore. Oh, it's like cleared off. Okay, cool. Let's go to the theatre. It's so romantic. I know. I know. You know me though. Got a way with words. Do you have a minute? Mr. Westmore was kind enough to give me this note. May I? Yes. All right. The show is not over yet. I have Clark escort you to the box seat so you can watch the last few minutes. When it's over, he will take you to Miss Shaw's dressing room. Is that all right with you, sir? It's more than all right with me. Please go in. I'll inform Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great pleasure to share this magical evening with you. You have witnessed the possibility to cross the thin line that separates our plane of existence from the beyond. You've also been witnesses to how the dead still have much to say to those of us who remain in this world. I can only say thank you for... Wait a moment. A young man. He has been wounded. A war. Far from here on another continent. He is calling for his mother. He knows he's going to die in a few minutes. He's bleeding out. Do not cry, my dear. What is your name? I can't hear you clearly. Warren? Walter? He knows his mother is here. Oh! What's your mother's name? Amelia? Amelia Reinhardt? Anyone in the audience with that name? Oh my God, Walter! Please come up to the stage. Your son wishes to be with you in this delicate moment. Amelia Reinhardt? That's me! Walter! Mum's here! Your son died in the war, didn't he? He died in the Battle of Rorke's Drift in South Africa, fighting against the Zulu Empire. He couldn't bid you farewell. But thanks to the fact that the spirit world is not bound by the same temporal roles as ours, we can remedy that. I want to say goodbye to him. Walter? Are you there, Walter? Walter, are you still with us? Yes, here's your mother. Do you want to say something to her, Walter? The charade must end! is the fool who dares to interrupt her communication with the other side? Drop the act, Miss Shaw. Your role as a medium is beyond your abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from across the Atlantic, Mr. Harry Houdini, the great escapologist. A round of applause, please. I warn you. If you do not get off the stage immediately, I will lock 1,000 padlocks on that straitjacket of yours and have you thrown into the Thames. Let's see if the time you manage to survive your star act. I see you not only engage in fortune telling, but also mesmerism. You have everyone hypnotised. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologise for this interruption, but you must know that this woman is deceiving you. What is happening, Miss Shaw? Ignore him, Miss Reinhardt. Miss Shaw is not speaking with Miss Reinhardt's son. She's never spoken with the dead. And how do you know my son died in the war? You are Amelia Reinhardt, owner of one of England's most important steel empires. Everyone knows that tragically you lost your son in the war against the Zulu Empire. Are you getting the picture? Many of you are London society figures. Most of the information Miss Shaw has brought to light tonight is public. And what isn't, she and her team have thoroughly investigated about you beforehand. Digging deep into your and your deceased loved ones to perpetrate this lamentable spectacle. Don't be deceived by the crude tricks of this fraudster. Walter? Yes? No, don't leave. I know what you're trying to do, Shaw. Don't go there. Walter says we're not taking him seriously. No, son, please, stay with us. Damn it, Shaw. Walter says he has a little energy left to remain in this plane. Mr. Houdini's interruption has hastened the little time he can spend among us. Walter? Walter is no longer with us. I'm sorry you couldn't say goodbye to him, Mrs. Reinhardt. Damn you, sir. Are you proud of what you have done? Because of you, I couldn't bid farewell to my deceased son. Be rational, Mrs. Reinhardt. Your son has never been in this room. You have no heart, Houdini. How could you do this to a mother? Apologise, or we'll make you apologise. The audience is starting to get nervous, Houdini. You still have time to leave the stage. But haven't you seen what just happened? She used a mother's pain to emotionally manipulate you and... Stop it already, Houdini. These people came to see a show. If you don't leave right now, I'll punch you in the stomach. Fuck. And what a show they will have. With your attitude, you're legitimising these scams. You ignorant bunch. I'm sorry for what happened, Mrs. Reinhardt. Can't you contact my son again? Unfortunately, it does not work that way. You can return to your seat. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. We have travelled through remote and unexplored worlds without leaving our seats. We've heard everything that the deceased has had to say. I hope you've had an evening of unimaginable sensations. And remember, the dead speak to us. We just need to pay attention. Thank you very much for coming. Be so kind to wait here. Mr. Shaw will attend to you shortly. Thank you very much. Do I have to say time to search without being caught? There is a note from Richard Westmore. It says, "We're making a fortune, Beatrice. For God's sake, Oliver, didn't you know Houdini was in town?" "Yes, I did. I did not expect him to attend the show. That scoundrel is determined to disrupt the work of mediums. He's obsessed. It won't happen again, Beatrice. I promise." Don't worry. Luckily, I know how to deal with these kinds of people. Patrick Moore. It's about time I finally met you. Do you know who I am, Miss Shaw? Oh, of course. And let's dispense with the formalities. Call me Beatrice. Nelson has told me a lot about you. In fact, he never stops talking about you. Let's cut to the chase, Beatrice. Do you know where Professor Ward is? At this hour? At the university, I suppose. You should know better. No, he is not there. Well, where is he then? I was hoping you could tell me. One moment. Have I missed something? Professor Ward has absconded from us with a significant sum of money from a donation to the university. No one knows where he is. Nelson? A thief? Impossible. He He doesn't care about money. Why would he do such a thing? I wonder the same. Thank you for the gifted sub. I've shopped so much today, and now you're giving me stuff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes. I'll ask again, do you know where I can find him? Ease your tone with me, young man. I don't know what you're insinuating, but I'm as confused by the news as you are. I'm sorry. It's been a very tough day. First, I find out my colleague is a thief. Then the board expresses its desire to shut down the Department of Metaphysical Research if I don't prove, the existence of the afterlife in 72 hours. To top it off, my fiancé has broken ties with me. I've been kicked out of my own house and all my money has been frozen in the bank. I'm a nervous wreck, so permit me some vehemence. Oh, I'm so sorry. But believe me when I say I have no idea where Nelson is. Because I deserve it? Well, thanks. I don't think I do, but thanks. What's your relationship with the professor? Are you lovers? Lovers? No. Nelson has never shown interest in romantic relationships. I have no interest in men either. We've been lifelong friends. We grew up together in Whitby. We've hardly been apart ever since. The professor never spoke of you. We're talking about Nelson, so does that really surprise you? I admit we basically only talked about professional matters. I gave up on him talking about his personal life. Don't blame yourself. I have to be very persuasive to get him to talk about anything other than metaphysics. Nelson lives in his own world. He never wanted to be diagnosed, but I think he has early onset hebephrenia? I suppose it's why he's seen as an eccentric person. What is that? What is that? Hebephrenia. Oh, the hebephrenic or disorganized subtype of schizophrenia is typified by shallow and inappropriate emotional responses, foolish or bizarre behaviour, false beliefs and false perceptions. Okay, good to know. Haven't played Bennett Folly. I'm waiting for the right time. I will be playing it soon. He's the most upright and honest person, so this talk of theft and flight has me baffled. Something smells fishy about this. You were seen with him at the Red Lion, and you thought I was his accomplice, did you? Your informant never considered that we were just two old friends having a pint at our usual haunt. The Red Lion is the perfect place for me to go unnoticed. Excuse me. They are too drunk to recognise me. Why would I say this? I do not believe, with all due respect, I do not believe you have psychic powers. You're right to think that, because I do not have such powers. It is all a charade, as that buffoon Houdini pointed out. My calling is scientific, Patrick. My dream has always been to pursue science, but they wouldn't let me into university, a place exclusive to men. Everything is exclusive to men in this rotten society. Babes, don't get me started. Yeah, absolutely. Tell me. When I ask, I mean it. I mean it when I ask.
Emotional damage.
Fez. Okay. Now that was funny. So she wants to work at the university. I've managed to amass a fortune at their expense. As far as I'm concerned, I have a clear conscience. I'm worried about Nelson. He must have been coerced into doing what he did. It's not like him. I refuse to believe it. Do you have any clues as to where we can find him? No, every lead I've followed regarding his whereabouts has led me to you. Oh. Have you checked if he's in his workshop? Workshop? He's never told you about it, I see. Does he have a secret workshop?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Hagen is single-handedly unlocking emotes, is how I feel. This is, I'll do one too, because I will, oh! What is this? On-screen celebration. There's new things. Let's do this one. What happens? What happens? Nothing happens. They're bit ones. I didn't put those in. Nothing happened. I was trying to do something. What I was going to say is this is how my brain has just wanted to be today. Just this. Just all day. I just want to be in the trees. Like a box of surprises indeed. Nelson wanted me to have a spare key to the place. Oh god, I'm itchy as I. Stored in that drawer. I definitely didn't go through your stuff. I promise. Didn't you have a function next? My best friend has gone missing. That's how you felt today. The last thing I care about is entertaining rich folks, so let's go and not waste any time. Alright, let's go. Oh, I've got to go and see someone about my eye. I have a lump on my eyelid, under my eye, and it's messing with my eye, I swear. Have a nap. I'll let you know when we're about to arrive. I am alright. Not to worry. I won't insist. I hate London. Its streets, its people, its repressive morality. The only good thing about the city is Nelson, although he's from Whitby. I guess that doesn't count. What's your story, Patrick? Excuse me? Both you and the professor are obsessed with finding out what lies beyond death. An admirable passion. Both of you would give anything to know the truth. So tell me, where does this interest come from? I saw a ghost when I was a child. Interesting. It was my little brother. He died of polio when I was 9 years old. I'm so sorry, Patrick. I can't imagine how hard it must have been for you. It was, Beatrice, it was. It happened on the night of his funeral. I heard footsteps in the hallway that startled me. They are heading towards the room Cedric and I shared. Cedric, my boy! At first, I thought those steps belonged to one of my parents, but it didn't sound like their walk. It sounded like Cedric's walk. Polio had deformed his right leg. His gait was distinctive. I jumped out of bed, opened the door to the hallway, and it was him. His face was contorted in a perpetual grimace of agony and pain. He was bumping into walls with violence. He was banging his head against the door frames as if something was eating him up inside and he was trying to get rid of the pain. Must have been terrible. So horrible I couldn't bear it and I fainted. I never told my parents. Would they have believed me? I doubt it. Neither did I want to cause them any more pain than they were already enduring. But what I saw was real. It was not a hallucination or a dream, and there's no one in the world who can convince me otherwise. For years I've been obsessed with not only the fact I can see the immaterial world, but also with what's happening to these poor souls. I don't buy into these benevolent stories of ghosts appearing to their loved ones to bid farewell. Call the doctor. Okay, I'm glad. Yeah. Before fantasy, I'm with you. If we go back to ancient times, the figure of the ghost has always caused terror. Ghosts have been feared since the dawn of time. Why are they used in literature as a chilling element? Why does the world itself have that terrifying connotation? They are our loved ones, right? It should be cause for celebration and hope that they visit us after death and that we can contact them. As with visions of angels or virgins. No one was scared of the apparitions in Lord at 1858. Exactly. Cedric's appearance was of a different nature. It conveyed anger, pain, aggressiveness. It was the very embodiment of terror. Something happens to us when we pass to the other side. I want to know what it is. I can't bear the thought of my little brother, who suffered in life, also suffering in death. He doesn't deserve it. No one deserves to end up like that. Most religions assure us that eternal peace awaits us after death. Rubbish. They're wrong. Do you want to hear my story? Of course, go ahead. Nelson and I witnessed a similar apparition when we were children. It was at St. Mary's Church in Whitby. There were rumours that strange noises were heard in the church some nights. The parish priest denied it, but everybody knew something was happening there. The village elders talked about the ghost of a former prior who'd roamed the church at night. We've always been passionate about these issues. And like the good rascals we were, we stuck into the church one night hoping to see a ghost. Childhood fantasies, you know. We sat on one of the benches closest to the exit, just in case. We were there in the dark for over 3 hours with nothing happening. But suddenly, we saw the benches near the altar start to move on their own. A dark silhouette materialised and began pushing the benches with violence while approaching us. We heard its voice, but we couldn't interrupt what it was saying. Interpret what it was saying. Its tone denoted anger. That scared us more than its mere presence. I don't know how we overcame the fear, but we managed to get out of there. The same night, we promised to dedicate our lives to studying these phenomena. Did you become a researcher? Oh yes, most of my life has been dedicated to research with Nelson. But we didn't succeed. Nelson had support as a forensic scientist and later as a professor at the university. He could afford something as basic as living. I needed money. Research in this field was a guarantee of starving to death, and we weren't achieving great results either. I put aside the investigations and became Beatrice Shaw, the great medium. Nelson didn't take it very well, although he never stopped informing me of all his progress. The last night we met at the Red Lion, he told me he'd found an ideal place to investigate, number 34 Bentwell Street. Yes, I have been there. I managed to contact an entity. Are you serious? Nelson was right. We have to go back there and conduct a thorough investigation. Those idiots who want to shut down the department will have no choice but to eat their words. Oh, we are arriving. Hopefully we'll find Nelson sleeping soundly in the workshop, unaware of all that's happening. Professor? Seems to be no one here. Let me try. I thought that was the sound alert. Open this blasted door. All of London is looking for you. I'll open it. He's not here. We should search the laboratory. Maybe there's something that would give us a clue to his whereabouts. Good idea. I think the light switch is nearby. Where? Ah, here it is. Let there be light. Let's turn this place upside down. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Looks like a high-powered electric generator. Why would the professor need such wattage? This box is full of technical drawings. Take a closer look. Name the movie that's from. Do you know? Beatrice, what have you found? Come take a look at this. Is that what I think it is? The Box of Revelations. Nelson couldn't stop talking about it. High-tech machinery that can reveal the hidden. A real-time viewer of the beyond. A fantasy. We theorised a lot about this device, and we gave up when we assumed it was impossible to build it with existing technology. However, from what I see, yes, it seems the professor found the key. If we connect, oh my god, of course, it could work. Take a close look at this document. It says designed by Professor Nelson Ward and Professor Patrick Moore. Eugene Wood, Florence Cook. Core part is based on my electromagnetic wave booster. Thanks to it, I've been able to contact Thomas Highmore at the old Benwell Street house. There are several names associated with parts of the machine. Let's take a look. One of the pieces would fit into a slide spring. Eugene Wood. Does that name ring a bell? He's a renowned photographer specialising in post-mortem images, mourning portraits, photographs of the deceased for their family's remembrance. I find it a distasteful practice. I hope they do not photograph me like that when I die. In fact, I've stated in my will that I want to be cremated and emptied down some drain. I hope my last wishes were fulfilled. I think that piece is a photographic plate. One of the functions of the Box of Revelations is to visually record the surroundings. What tube is meant to contain ectoplasm, correct? You're right. Since ectoplasm is the materialization of certain elements from the beyond, we theorised that, if treated and enhanced, it could be a strong conduit for displaying that invisible reality. But Florence Cook, she's an even more fraudulent medium than you, if I may be so bold. Florence Cook would manifest an entity called Katie King through her body, and yes, it was proven to be a fraud. And the professor knew it. That's why I'm concerned about entrusting the collection of ectoplasm to Florence Cook. This here, it's a geometric figure. The space is intended for the machine's generator. For the box of revelations to be autonomous, we need significant power. We conducted several tests synthesizing and miniaturizing various generators. We were unsuccessful. It was one of the reasons we couldn't carry out a prototype. However, it seems Nelson found an alternative. There's no doubt about it. I do not know what that figure could be. Professor Silas Bennett. Who are we talking about? Silas Bennett is a reputable yet eccentric archaeologist. He spends much of his time searching for artefacts out of time and place. This has led to a rather dubious reputation. Artefacts out of place and time. OPARTs, that's what they call them. It's an acronym for Out of Place Artifact. Fascinating. The Box of Revelations is a reality. It can be made. With those 3 missing pieces and relying on the professor's judgment, yes. Do you know what this means, dear friend? Thanks to it, you'll be able to prove to those skeptics on the board that you were right. What am I saying? To those skeptics? To the whole world? Come with me. The device caught my attention, but I didn't know what it was until I saw the plan for the Box of Revelations. Yes, indeed. It appears to be a prototype of sorts. Let's see what you think of my proposal. I've noticed some missing adjustments and some elements that could be improved. I could take care of that while you get the missing pieces. But what about the professor? Should we suspend our search? We're at a dead end. We can waste time wandering around London, or we can save your department at the university. We'll worry about Nathan later. Something tells me he will show up eventually. Well, what do you say? If this machine works, we can try it at Benmore Street. To count on it. Excellent. Let's recap. We need an ectoplasm sample. Nelson pinned his hopes on Florence Cook. I have doubts about this matter. It's well known that Florence Cook was a fraud. It is also well known that Nelson is the most sceptical investigator in all of England. Trust him. Nelson must know something we don't. Alright, where can I find Florence Cook nowadays? She's still conducting spiritualist sessions. She has her cabinet on Larkhall Lane. I'll head there. Professor Silas Bennett is the key to making the machine autonomous. An archaeologist, not an engineer. I wonder how he can help us. We'll have to ask him. Do you know where we can locate him? Yes, he has an office at the London Archaeological Society. And last but not least, we have Eugene Wood, a photographer. The machine can photographically record its surroundings, and that compartment in it seems intended for a photographic plate. But not just any photographic plate. If it were, Nelson wouldn't have had trouble finding one. I'll pay Bennett a visit and we'll find out. Very well, Professor Moore. Pay a visit to those people. Meanwhile, I'll work on the machine adjustments. Bring me the pieces as you require them. There is no time to waste. Let's get to it. Apparently he moved it here recently. Spent a lot of time reading its files over and over. Hold on a minute. I think he updated it with 4 new cases. They seem interesting, but I'm not sure if it's a good time to read them. Leave that for now. Don't see anything that could help me. Okay. Let's go to these locations. Number 5, here it is. London Archaeological Society. I hope Professor Silas Bennett can tell me something about one of the pieces from the Box of Revelations. Bram Stoker, Arthur H. and Arthur Allan Poe. And that one, William Hope Hodgson, Algernon Blackwood, and H.G. Wells. Shouldn't waste time. This type of literature is one of my passions. It will only take a moment. Welcome to my house. Come freely, go safely. And leave something of the happiness you bring. Dracula. I see you are one of us. One of whom? You know. Excuse me? An aficionado of fantastical and horror literature. Ah, yes I am. We've come to the right place. Feel free to peruse the store. We have it all. Poe, Wells, Verne, Blackwood, Machen, Bierce, Benson. You'll also find the latest works by budding authors on the shelf behind me. I edit them myself, you know. Or if you prefer, test your knowledge by answering my queries on the subject. Oh, thank you. Good afternoon. Do you have Anna Karenina? Anna Karenina? Yes, by Theo Tolstoy. Tolstoy? How dare you come to my establishment to insult me? Excuse me? They only sell the good Tolstoy at Esky. Who? The author of The Family of the Borderlac, you ignorant fool. Go to one of those bookstores that shun this genre. You will surely find what you seek there. I was just asking for... Close the door on your way out. Nothing to do, shouldn't even be here. Okay, sorry. Sorry, let's go. Receptionist informed me that Professor Bennett's office is on this floor. This will be one of those two doors. Silas Bennett, archaeologist? What's this one? Just out of interest, Thomas Lester, restorer. Good flights are archaeological pieces found in an amber fort in the state of Rajasthan. Alright. This is his door. Professor Bennett? Is anyone there? Sir? Yes? Are you looking for Professor Bennett? Yes, I'd like to inquire about certain matters. I regret to inform you that I haven't seen him around here for days. Oh, do you know where I could find him? I believe he embarked on one of those dubious expeditions that cast doubt on our profession. Out-of-place artifacts. Bah! I think Professor Bennett made a mistake in pursuing this profession, or worse, he has lost his mind. Do you know when he will return? I haven't the slightest idea. Asked Oscar. Who? Oscar Koenig, his assistant. A very promising young German who unfortunately shares Professor Bennett's delusions. Do you know where I can find him? I've called the office but no one answered. He will be back, do not worry. If there's no other choice, I will come back later. Thanks for the information, Mr. Lester. Thomas Lester. Okay. I already read it. I was intrigued. What's this way then? Route 1. Just saw Bond. James Bond. Yeah. Wrong fucking place. Oops. Goodbye. Let's go to the photo studio. Okay. I understand the situation, but now's not the right time to go see Paddy. What? Listen here, lad. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Yes, I apologise. You saying you want to keep Paddy waiting? No, I'm not saying that. But I understand I'm in the middle of a photo shoot. Camera's loaded, I just need to touch up the deceased and... No, won't be able to pay Paddy if I don't do this job. The Perkins sisters pay well, you know. Mate, you'd have to photograph loads of dead bodies to pay off what you owe Paddy. This place is getting on my nerves, Brian. Let's sod off. You heard me, mate. Corpse snapper. So shift it. Who are you? Oh wait, this geezer looks familiar. I don't know what's going on here, but it seems like you two are in charge. Would you be so kind as to grant me a few minutes with Mr. Wood? Maybe he's a customer. Let me have a word with him. Shut it, snapper. Yeah, sorry. Request denied. Now move out the way. Unless you want us to move you. Good lad. Off we go. Just a moment, please. Oh, what the hell's going on? Miss Constance, Miss Adelia, please stay. It's all a misunderstanding that I'll sort out shortly. Do you want us to call the Bobbies, Mr. Wood? No, Constance, no. Listen up, ladies. If you're planning to call out the Bobbies, let me know. Because if you do, I'll cut out your tongue so you can't. Oh. No Bobbies, got it? Hey, you. We wasted enough time. Let's scarper. You heard him. Tongue or Bobbies? Which should it be? Right. You both alright? No. At least we've still got our tongues. It's nothing of interest. Perhaps the drawers hold... Oh, wait. Suspect the other drawer. More albums and photographs. Maybe I could take it from the camera. Camera stands prepared, loaded for the photograph. Pray tell, you do not intend to photograph poor Bertram in his current state, do you? Which state? His eyes are absent. You cannot immortalise him thus. Bruce Cave is bombing with cosmetics, more fitting for a mortician than a conventional photographer. Securely locked. It's empty eye sockets. Okay, I'll be back. That's because points are mad, aren't they? They just load up. Do need to come up with something for poggers though, don't I really? Those certified as a fraud belong to the London Intellectual something, several of them affiliated with the Conservative Party. Believe me, Mr. Taylor, when I say that our leaders are not interested in us being aware of the truth. I am not saying it is a conspiracy, but it is a conspiracy. Good afternoon. You're part of the group, I assume. Excuse me? The advertisement? I beg your pardon? I placed an advertisement in the British Association of Supernatural Studies newsletter seeking people to join me at Miss Cook's session. Only Mr. Norton and Mr. Taylor responded to the call. Tell me, did you also come because of the advertisement? Yes or no? Yes, of course. I'm glad. I'm Joseph Brown. Patrick Moore. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Moore. You don't have to worry about money. As mentioned in the advertisement itself, it's all paid for. I appreciate that. I hope you don't think that Katie King is a fraud, as they have tried to make us believe. Well, I suppose we'll soon find out. Yes, of course, that's the idea. Oh. Gentlemen, Miss Cook informs me she's ready. Remember to remain silent throughout the session. It's of the utmost importance that no matter what happens, no matter what you see, you do not leave your seat. Will we see Katie King? I cannot ensure that. But it seems that this evening the medium's spiritual energies are in full swing. So your wish will probably come true. Because you're always here accruing them. Well, I mean, that's true too. If you'd be kind enough to join me. Let's go! Let's watch this happen. Are you nervous, Mr. Moore? Oh yes, I'm shaking all over. I can offer you an opiate to calm your nerves. I usually carry some with me for medicinal purposes. But promise me you won't tell anyone. It won't be necessary. Shall we go in? Yes, of course. I have toothache. I think it's some mint crumbles. Don't have any more. I suppose my niece has informed you of the guidelines to follow during this session. Know that communication with the spirit world is very delicate. Any unexpected event could result in the loss of connection with the beyond. Therefore, allow me to remind you of what you must not forget while the medium is in a trance. You cannot rise from your seat once the session has begun. If Katie King were to manifest, do not speak to her. She cannot see or hear you. She will only communicate through me. She's quite sensitive to what happens in the world, so try not to make any sudden moves. She could get scared and disappear. If you wish to convey a message to her, address it to me. Even while in a trance, I will be able to hear you and transmit your words. Is everyone understood? Any questions or doubts before we begin? Do we have to put our hands on the table during the session? Do you have psychic powers, Mr. Brown? Me? No, I don't have any. Then let the medium be the one to place her hands on the table to channel physic energies, alright? Yes, of course. Let's begin. Katie King! Daughter of John King. You who left this life to join the world of the dead. You who have been living in the shadows ever since. I summon you, O wandering spirit. Let us witness your presence in this world to which unfortunately you no longer belong. Leave the darkness and join the living. Florence? Is that you, Florence? I am here, Katie King. The sound of my voice will guide you to me. Join us. This is not just the niece. The researchers were right. The manifestation emanates the scent of flowers. I feel life in this place. You are not alone. No, dear. I am accompanied by people who have come to see you. Who are they? I cannot see them. Only feel them. Mr. Brown is with me on my right. Opposite me sit Mr. Morton and Mr. Taylor. And finally, Mr. Moore is on my left. Nice to meet you, gentlemen. Katie says she's pleased to meet you. We can hear her. Unbelievable. Katie King must be using all her energy to communicate with this reality. Katie? Yes, Florence. My guests inform me that they can hear your voice. That is wonderful. Can I convey a message to them? Of course, dear. You are blessed to live in a world that, while not perfect, is full of wonders. Where I come from, there is nothing. Everything is dark. It is a lonely place. He's dead. Do not waste your lives on conflicts. Avoid problems. Live your lives as if each day was the last. Those are very beautiful words, dear. Does anyone wish to ask Katie King a question? So fake. Like, obviously it's just a person. Gentlemen, Katie King exists. The session has been a success. We should celebrate. I know an exquisite restaurant not far from here. What do you think about going to the Regent Street Smokers Club instead? Good option, Mr. Morton. I know a brothel that... Mr. Taylor's option. You've heard, Katie King. We must live life. Let's get moving, gentlemen. Fuck's sake. The session is over, Mr. Moore. Do you need anything else? You were Katie King, weren't you? I do not know what you're talking about. You just had to change clothes and appear from the shadows? My good sir, I do not know what you're aiming at, but I beg you to leave. Forgive me, but my intention is not to cause trouble. My name is Patrick Moore. I'm a university professor. I'm involved in metaphysic research along with my colleague Nelson Ward. Oh no, not again. I hoped I would never hear that name again in my life. I'm confused. Did you have trouble with my colleague? I would tell you the same thing I told Professor Ward. You will not get the ectoplasm sample at the expense of my aunt's life. So you can... Enough, Charlotte! But Aunt Florence, I said enough. I've made a decision. If you'd be so kind as to step aside, I need to speak with this gentleman. So you work with Professor Ward. That is correct. Where is he? I have no idea where he might be. Has he disappeared? Yes, something like that. I've taken over his research. If it's alright with you, let's get this conversation in order. My colleague left a note saying you provide an ectoplasm sample. That is correct. I do not need to be rude, but I believe you made a mistake in thinking you'd be the right person for the job. Your reputation is questionable, Miss Cook, and what I saw in there confirms it. Forget what you have seen. Anyone except the group you came in would know it's a crude setup. But Professor Nelson has a memory. It is something that is sadly lacking in all those who hear the name Florence Cook for the first time. What do you mean? I have not always been a fraud, Mr. Moore. When I was a teenager, I contacted an entity who called himself Sergeant Hughes. I managed to materialise ectoplasm through my body, and this entity used it to communicate with me. I thought it was a good way to make a living, and it was for the first few weeks, but with each session, Sergeant Hughes gained more strength to the point of possessing my body. He became more and more violent. His intention was to invade this reality, a reality to which he did not belong. I managed to sever the link, but his last words were a threat, a death threat. It was then that I created Katie King. A contrivance, of course, but safer without risking my life. People didn't care, they were still amazed by the sessions. Since then, there have been several Katie Kings. I was the first, but logically I had to stay young. The latest Katie King, as you have seen, is my niece Charlotte. Do you understand now, Mr. Moore? My aunt can't do what you're asking. She could die if she invoked Charlotte Hughes. I'm sorry I was unaware of all this. It is not my intention to put you in danger. It doesn't matter now. I am sick, Mr. Moore. Very sick. I have been given up on. Doctors have diagnosed I have no more than 2 months left to live. I want to do it. I do not want to leave this life without the world knowing I was never a fraud. So you're in luck. You will have your ectoplasm sample. I believe your niece is right. Invoking that entity could. It is my will. And you must respect it. I want that sample more than anything in this world, but I am also concerned about your safety, and I would like to have a clear conscience. You will. As I said, this is what I want. Mind you, I'm not going to summon that bastard without presence of William Crookes. Crookes? The scientist who discovered the element thallium? Among other things, yes. When my name and Katie King's became famous, several researchers wanted to verify the authenticity of the phenomenon. One of them was a promising scientist and a member of the Royal Society. He validated the phenomenon. He knew it was all a hoax, but he didn't want to discredit me in society's eyes. He was criticised and almost discredited as a scientist. I'd like to have him at the session. I have a lot to say to him. He was an important person in my life. Although I doubt he'll accept the invitation if my niece or I reach out to him. Tell me, Mr. Moore, can you get Mr. Crookes to come? Know that I won't lift a finger without his attendance. Yes, I'll try. He resides in Berkeley Square. Ask any coachman nearby and they'll tell you where to find him. With Mr. Crookes here, we can start the session. In the meantime, I'll begin the preparations. Do you know that your selfishness will make my aunt die? Forget it. I'm outnumbered. Cannot fight against your greed and my aunt's stubbornness. May God's will be done. I mean, I said multiple times. Okay. Let's go. Wonderful, Mr. Crookes. What did you say your name was? Moore, Patrick Moore. Mr. Crookes, a gentleman named Patrick Moore wishes to see you. He will attend to you right away. Thank you. Yes, what do you want? My name is Patrick Moore. I'm a university professor. What field? Medicine. Nice to meet you. Although I come to you as a metaphysic researcher. An interesting pseudoscience. Certainly interesting but unproductive, if I may express my opinion. Mr. Moore, I'm aware that I'm known for having been involved in these matters in former times, but all that belongs to the past. Do you not know how I could help you? I do not want to bore you with details, so I'll be brief. I'm completing a machine that will be a breakthrough in the field of metaphysics. You have my attention. Continue. But I need several elements to carry it out. One of them is a sample of ectoplasm that the medium Florence Cook could provide me. Florence. Did you say Florence Cook? Yes. I will save you some time, Mr. Moore. Florence Cook is a fraud. I also doubt her mediumistic abilities, although I have my reasons to give the benefit of the doubt. That is your choice. Don't say nobody warned you. She asked me to beg you to attend the session. She won't do it if you're not present. No. I know that I'm not getting involved in this, sir. I've been nominated for the Nobel Prize several times and I was recently knighted. The last thing I need is to be associated with these matters again. Sorry, I can't help you. Aren't you curious to find out if Florence Cook isn't a fraud after all? I thoroughly investigated Florence Cook, Mr. Moore, and believe me, that woman has no extraordinary powers. However, your conclusion about her was quite the opposite. It's very complicated, you wouldn't understand. I didn't want to be too harsh on her because it was... Let's just say it was a dishonest act that jeopardised my credibility as a scientist. I could bring you the blueprints of the machine I'm building. Yes, you've already told me about it. It runs on ectoplasm. Yes, well, not exactly. Spare me the details, Mr. Moore. Remember, you're talking to a scientist. It won't take much of your time. I've already given you my refusal, Mr. Moore. Please don't insist. You said you were interested in the world of metaphysics. I also told you it was completely unproductive. May I give you some advice? Don't waste your time investigating these matters. You are young. Do you want to end up like those nutcases from BASS, believing they've summoned... Who's on this month? Cleopatra? St. John the Baptist? Ludwig van Beethoven. Of course, Beethoven. I've had contact with an entity. Are you running out of arguments to try to convince me, Mr. Moore? Do it in the name of science, Mr. Crooks. Metaphysics is not a science. Chemistry and physics, those are sciences. As I've already told you, I cannot help you. And if you excuse me, I have to review the speech I will be given at the headquarters of the British Confederation of Scientific Societies. I only have a short time before the coachman picks me up. Good luck to you, Mr. Moore. Florence Cook is dying. What's wrong with her? She didn't specify what illness it is, but her life expectancy is months, weeks. She wants to see you before she dies. Is this emotional racketeering? Is that your final desperate argument to try to convince me? Oh no, I already exhausted all my resources trying unsuccessfully to convince you a moment ago. I'm just conveying Miss Cook's words to you. I'll be frank with you, Mr. Moore. My mind is split in two halves. One is controlled by reason, and to it I owe becoming a respected scientist. Spirituality consumes the other half. That is why I became interested in the afterlife. I wanted answers, and that led me to investigate Florence Cook's case. At the time, she was considered the most authentic medium in London. The investigation lasted longer than necessary because we realised we enjoyed each other's company. We fell in love, Mr. Moore. I concluded that Florence's powers were nothing but a hoax. It was obvious that Katie King was her, though no one else realised it. But even so, I was so in love with Florence that I wanted to cover for her and admitted that everything was real. Those claims shook my credibility, even my career was at risk. Florence didn't want everything to end like that, so in an act of what I now see as bravery, she ended our relationship. She broke my heart. I haven't seen her since then. And if what you say about her illness is true, it is, believe me. In that case, my heart would break again if I were to see her in that state. I want to hold on to the memory I have of Florence, full of life, full of light. Do you understand me? But please respect my decision, and please apologise to Florence for me. Fucking hell. It's a lot to read. I've taken a liking to you, Mr. Moore. You'll be welcome in this house any time, even if I'm absent. Feel free to consult my library whenever you want. Do you know this chain? Of course. I have several first editions on the second shelf. You'll find them interesting. Good afternoon, Mr. Moore. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Okay. Where can we go now? Jeepers peepers. Because we need eyes. Let's talk to Beatrice quick. Beatrice? Okay, no. See if he's here again. Oh shit. Puts me back on here. The Ouija board. I don't want to read these yet, just because I wanted to. Yeah. Not sure where I should go next. To be fair, I'm actually struggling a little bit with a headache, so I might actually leave that here. I know it's a bit shorter for a stream, but I'm pretty tired. So yeah, I'm gonna play more of this. I may well play more of this in my free time and then put it up on YouTube. We've got Viewfinder to play as well, and I'll be playing some more Liza P this week as well. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the gifted subs. I really appreciate it. Yeah, whatever. I woke up with a headache and I still have it, and I've had it all day. So, yay! Love a headache. But thank you so much for the gifted subs, Sagland. I will be back. I'll do a much longer stream the next time I stream. I've just not been feeling very well the last few days. I think it's just a combined number of things. But have a good rest of your evening, day, wherever you are. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.